Alright, we are back from Idaho and working on the garden now. Every time we come back after being gone for a while, it kind of seems like, it feels like we've been gone a month just because you look around the weeds and the garden growth and everything. But really, we were only gone 5 days.
Make the most of every day. Make the most of what God gave with good, simple living.
So this is kind of what happens when you take off for 5 days and you come back. Huge difference. We had a bunch of rain and then a bunch of sun. So we came back. This has been picked for 2 dinners now. So that's greatly picked lettuce. These things were huge. Our rainbow chard is about half grown. It's going to get a lot bigger, but when it's this soft tender stage, it's really, really good. Random potato plant. Don't know how a potato ended up over there, but we've got kale, and then these are potatoes. So this grass clipping mulch that we tried this year really, really helped a lot. This is spinach. This one's starting to bolt, so we're going to go ahead and eat that. And then I don't think we're going to replant spinach just because it bolts so easily in the heat. All of them are starting to. When you see these little triangular leaves, that means that your spinach is going to bolt. But look at the size of that spinach leaf compared to my hand. Crazy. And it's so tender and good. Cabbages. Starting to get their tight center leaves. These are going to be outer leaves. Eventually you will pick the outer leaves. It's because they don't turn into edible cabbage and they just take away from the cabbage. So I replanted some of these beans about a week ago, and as you can see, they're starting to come up, so that'll be good. Over here we've got 2 rows of potatoes. Every single one came up really full, really healthy. These are carrots. They're kind of hard to see, but they're coming up. And then over here is radishes. These are all ready to go. If you look down here, you can see all the radishes. All right, so a lot of times people say you gotta thin them or they won't grow. I'm just gonna kind of show you in back to Eden soft mulch. They do grow, whether you thin them or not. I had lots of little fingers planting, and they don't really. So here I've got a radish that literally grew on top of other radishes, and they're awesome. Right, something else I want to point out, all of these were planted at the same time. So these radishes that are over here that are just in the way more broken down compost versus the row on the end, it's kind of hard to see, but they're twice as big. The radishes are huge and already ready. These ones are still small and not even close to being ready. The only difference between this row and these rows is grass mulch. So when we mowed the lawn, we just put all of this grass, just sprinkled it over the garden. And we didn't do it over the radishes because they were already coming up. But this row here got a lot of the compost tea and everything from the rain that leached into it, and got a lot of grass clippings on it where this row didn't. Huge difference. Coverings. This is our garlic. The scapes are coming up from the elephant garlic. We're gonna wait for those to loop around, and then we know that they're ready. And then I see all the scapes coming up from the regular garlic as well. We'll probably be harvesting garlic scapes in like this one. See how it's kind of looping? It's a tube and it kind of loops down. It will actually end up looping where it makes almost a circle, and then you know that those are ready to come off. Yeah, lots of garlic this year. It's looking good. Let's go check out the back garden. Got a little strawberry patch over here. The kids have pretty much eaten every red berry. Oh, wait, I see one. It's a little early for strawberries, but one for Mom. Look at that. Looks like the birds helped themselves to a berry. So we're gonna get this bird netting over these because I don't like to share my berries with birds. Okay, back garden. See what we got going here. Over here I pulled spinach that had bolted and I replanted lettuce because I like to have lettuce coming. I replant lettuce about every 2 or 3 weeks all summer long so that when it bolts we've got new just right around the corner. So you can see all those little lettuces are coming up. Pretty cool. Uh-oh, we got a mole in our garden. We're gonna die, mole. All right, so these are yellow and red beets. They're growing really well. I separated them, so if you see a few dry leaves, it's just kind of from separation shock when I replanted them when they were little. Some of the little leaves died. Nothing wrong with the plants though. And these are carrots. They did okay. I'm gonna actually sprinkle some more seed there. We had some trouble with our carrot seed this year, but it'll be fine. Cucumbers starting to get bigger. They grow, cucumbers are funny. They grow really, really slowly and then all of a sudden they do this little vining out thing and then they explode. Our peas need to be trellised very badly. That is what I'm gonna do this afternoon. Beans, tomato plants. I did all my little volunteer tomato plants down the middle. Those are gonna be separated out. But these plants are getting big and they're ready for tomato cages. I've already pruned this one, taken the suckers off. So the suckers are the little plants that grow in the armpits of the plant. You just want to pinch those off. They take energy away from the plant and they don't grow any tomatoes. And then this is just more butter crunch lettuce. Again, we harvested a lot of this, but we're letting it kind of regrow now. More strawberries growing at the back of the garden. So our raspberry bushes are getting really big. No berries on them yet, but there will be. Random potato plant growing underneath our plum tree here. Potatoes do really, really well in mulch underneath trees. We really need to plant more of them under the tree. We've done that a few times and they've always done really well. So this is our plum tree. The plums are the first tree fruit every year to ripen. They're usually a July fruit for us. They're getting really big, lighter green. Once they turn yellow and are kind of soft to the touch, we know they are ripe for the eating. But this tree is absolutely loaded. I mean, if you want to know how to prune a fruit tree really well, my husband knows. He made a video, so I'll link you to that video up above. But he does such a good job every year. And I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Got Mama Bunny over here nursing her one and only baby. She's getting older and we're getting ready to retire her, so she only had one kit and she's just been loving that little thing like it was the only thing in the world. So I'm a little tempted to keep it. Since we're replacing her anyway, we may as well replace her with her own. So if it's a doe, she'll be a keeper. If it's a buck, we'll find it a nice home, but sure is a cute little guy. Little Fico. He's been a real piggy through this whole thing because he's had all 8 teats and all the milk to itself. Update on our biggest litter, the 12 survivors. They're 7 weeks old now. They're ready for new homes. They get big fast. All right, apple update. June 1st. It's our Honeycrisp tree. Loaded. My tomato cage is on. My pepper cage is on. Front plants are peppers. Alright. These peas are going to be standing tall here in no time. Okay, so that's my really ugly pea trellis. Works good. I do that every year. That's just kind of the easy little trellis. So down at the bottom, I've got just a row of string on the front of the peas and on the back of the peas, and then just about every couple days I'm going to do another row of string, and it just helps them to climb up there and stay upright, and they will go all the way to the top. So now that I've got them strung up, they're going to grow really, really fast, and we'll be eating peas here pretty soon.